So hello, check 1 2 3 mic test. Hello guys, what's up? So today we are going to learn more about these things. 1 point perspective, 2 point perspective, and many more. So let's hold for a sec so we can able to control all these things we are carrying out. So just looking upon the stream, is everything going according to the will? I hope so. Maybe there's and let me check on the analytics whether the stream is working. Sorry. So basically, today we are going to learn more about the two-point perspective and what are the pros and cons of it. So don't worry, it will be a very simple explanation for you guys, and it's like having fun with the drawing. So I will be letting you all my experience and what the mistakes I have done in my career till now, and I'll try to make you understand and give you some tips and tricks for today's session. So let's begin. First of all, let's start our timer. So let's start. Oh, it has reset. Anyway, doesn't matter. I will be using the default brush for now. Yep, these are my default brushes. Yep. So let's begin our session. So what's the two-point perspective? So from the yesterday's class we have learned about the perspective, one-point perspective and some of its example. Today we are going to learn more about two-point perspective and some of its amazing application as well as its tips and tricks. So what's the two-point perspective? Basically, two-point perspective, the name itself suggests that it consists of 2 points. Let's let me write it correctly. Yep, as it the name suggests, 2 point means it will be consisting of 2 points. Points where on the eye level. So if a painting or a frame consists of 2 point perspective, aren't we are going to have like multiple vanishing lines, like each points have infinite number of perspective line or a vanishing line, and some, if there are 2 points, it both of the 2 point will have its individual vanishing line. So vanishing lines will be infinite. Obviously there are infinite number of vanishing lines. Okay, that's great. Also, just let me correct the angle a bit. Oops, my bad. Yep, that's kind of fine now. So infinite number of vanishing lines, there will be 2 points. Just have a visual representation of it so you have a better understanding what you are guys going to learn. So 1 point is over here, just let me highlight it, and second point over here. So these are the vanishing lines. You can see these vanishing lines of each point are connecting at various points. We can use these points to for our advantages for creating cubes as well as any kind of shape. Okay, and let's denote our eye level with this amazing eye. So this will be the visual representation of our eye level, I mean 2 point perspective. So as we studied last time about the 2 point perspective, 1 point perspective, we are going to learn more about it today. So basically, a canvas always or a frame always consists of 2 points. To be, we should keep in mind that these points can be anywhere on the line, eye level. So What if you are creating a painting like this and the vanishing points are way far away from or out of your frame? So does that mean you are creating a wrong image? No, it means that you are simply creating an amazing grade, which is more natural and easy, and you will be considering only this way. Rest all are the just outside the frame, we have to keep in mind. So let's give me a second so I can show you some of my work. Let's go back. Let's go live stream. Just hold for a sec. Oh, I can share it from here. Nah, 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 nah. Customization all have been done. Cancel. Outboard. Excellent service publicly. Yep, it is publicly available. So get a shareable link, copy to the. Yep, stream health is going great. Okay, let's go back and share this link to our one of our mate. Okay, so let's help. Sorry. Now let's be. So we'll be taking very simple example for now, and then we will be using some kind of advanced techniques and creating some amazing artwork of it. So, oh, today also I will be giving a very amazing thing. I mean, say very amazing trip, you may say, to get you a better understanding of what's going on. So you will be available to think more about it. So let's begin. So first of all, let's start using cubes. Yesterday we have used cubes for our better understanding. So now we'll be creating the cubes. So let's consider our 2 points. 1 point over here, 7 point over here. Let's create some vanishing lines or the perspective lines. These are the lines I will be giving over here. So let's create a cube for now using a different color so it will be visible for all you guys. So I am creating a cube using these lines. So that's my easy cube. Let's create another one. So I will be creating a small one over here. Let's turn it a bit up so I will be able to create this thing. Yep. So that's another amazing cube over here. And you can create one over here. As you can see guys, so as I create these cubes, you can see the cube which is below the eye level, we see a lot of its top portion, whereas if a cube is placed over the eye level, we can see a lot of its bottom part. So we can conclude something from here that if a object is placed above the eye level, we can consider that we will be able to see its bottommost part. And what if a object is placed below the eye level? It will be considered as we can see its topmost part. So that's are the reason we will concluding over here. So let's note it down in our excellence points. First point would be down. Yep. So first point, if a object is placed over slash above eye level, we will be able to see its bottom part. Second point, if object is placed below eye level, we will be able to see its top part. So also we can consider as another point saying that if a object is placed on eye level, we will be just able to see its side faces. Okay. So if a object is placed on the eye level, we will be able to see just its side faces. That sound great. So these are the few visuals, or you may say observation, I have done while creating some of my artworks. And this simple observation can lead you creating an amazing artwork and simplifying the complexity behind 2 point perspective. So after considering these points, we are able to see whether the following things would be ready or not. So now let's do some trips and trick part, or nah, first, okay, so let's understand a particular thing for now. So consider a frame and the eye level is like this. As you can see, yesterday we have learned some tricks, this one. So let me expand it so you guys able to see what we have learned yesterday. So yesterday we have learned that we can place eye level slightly tilted or more tilted, so we can have a better composition or an angle or a dynamic angle, you would say. So this helps a lot in creating very like outstanding images. So imagine now, if you are using or eating, for example, imagine if you are eating a same dal chawal every day, you get bored and you feel like it's repeating, and you like things, it's kind of like tasteless after some period of time. So what we do is, like, sometimes we use dal tadka, half fry, this kind of different kind of dal, but creating the same dish, like it's a dal, universal dal, but it consists of many things like dal tadka, dal fry, all that stuff. So you can just help that same concept putting into your concept art. Okay, so it will be a very amazing for you guys too. So let's go back to our 1 or 2 point perspective thing. I have created slightly angled. Oh, let's just help me connect this line. Correct me. Yep. Okay. So I have just used alpha lock to just lock it and color it with a different color. So now consider we have a point that are outside the canvas. Now let's draw some amazing grid lines. You may call these grid lines or some kind of basically the overall structure you are seeing here, this portion with the vanishing line is known as grid line. Okay, so don't hesitate a lot. Basically this will be an easy to understand thing. uh, so for a while let's create some structure over here. So as you can see we have let's change the color. For example, I am creating a some attractive building over here, having this all kind of things, and creating some kind of cubes like this. I know you might be thinking, Sanjay, that's complex. You're just creating, not elaborating on the things you should, but just hold for a second. So I will be elaborating more things. Okay, that's a simple drawing I can do for now. Just wanna erase this stuff because it won't be visible for now. Also, you can create any structure you like for now. I will be just creating this stairs or a slope, you may say. Yep. And you can add a lot of small structure just to enhance your drawing. Like if I just out the layer, you can see the structure of your drawing. Okay, so you can create more of this structure using some extreme lines and creating some more amazing artworks. You can create more things, but due to time constraint I will be just giving you few examples for now. So just let me wrap up some cool drawing. I know it's kind of thing that I am unable to draw a lot of things, just creating random structures. So that's how you draw a 2 point grid and create this many object in your frame. Oh, let me highlight my frame so it will be easy for us to get a better idea of our frame. So that's our frame. I have created a lots of buildings and some structure so you get a better idea of what exactly I was creating. So the grid which you are creating just help you out to create some of like some intricate details, or you just or they help you out in creating a perfect grid for you guys. So I know it's kind of difficult to understand for now, but it's an amazing thing. Like I use a boxes, cubes and this stuff a lot cause they just simplified the complexity of an object. So why should we go directly into the details while we can just use simple big structure? I have a great rule that I always use while drawing my artworks. It's known as blast rule. BLAST, blast rule. What this blast rule is? Basically, the blast rule consists of B, which include big, L include large, A include essence, S include small, and T include time. So what do you mean by big? Big means use big brush. Why so? For example, if you are creating a thumbnail, so you won't be using like this small brush and creating every small structure in a object, okay, in your scene. So what you have to currently use is that make your size of a brush way too high, create some this kind of structures so that oops, so that you can just trim it down according to your will after once you have completed your basic blocking of it. So don't rush, just be simple at it and easy, okay. So use big brush. Second is large, which means uh, focus on large objects first. Essence are those small intricate details which you will be applying once the artwork is finished. For example, if you are creating like an grass like this, so you will be also including some kind of insects like this or some highlights. Those are the parts that you have to put once you have basically done all the blocking, rough coloring and a bit kind of texturing. So you will be able to do the small intricate details known in essence at the end. So once you have completed a large object, now you can focus on the small objects. After that, the T in the blast will consist of the take your time. What this means? Take your time. Basically, the artist who is very passionate about his art career, so he always does. Which I also done this stupid thing that initially what I used to do is that I used to always focus on creating the artwork way too fast. So the patience level in my has become nearly zero. So I used to go on a hurry, like, I have to complete this artwork and post or show it to my mentor and all that stuff. But when I started to get deep into this career, so I get to know like taking your time and doing step right instead of hurrying it up, you will be able to conquer your skills more easily rather than hurrying up. So this is the bash tool I use a lot. So you won't be able to make hold for a second. Yep, back to it. So as you can see, we have done a short and simple 2-point perspective think so. Let's go and grab some references of 2 point perspective. So guys, till that you can have a look on it and take your notes accordingly. So I will be searching for some references. Till that you can guys come over the brush rule and all the points necessary for it and look through it. Okay. I will be collecting some references now. You guys can just have a look toward it and find out the vanishing point. Till that time, okay. Some 2 point difficult example. No. Let's go with first basic examples. Oops, sorry. I would just want to code this. Now this. Yep. Till that time you will watching something, so you can just find out what exactly, or I may say where exactly is the vanishing point going. Sorry, vanishing point is mentioned, so hold for a sec till that time. Oh, that's an example of 3 point perspective. Sorry, guys. We are looking for now just for 2 point perspective. So we'll be just focusing on 2 point perspective for now. Okay, so back now. Array, just a minute. Sometimes it doesn't work. So, yep, yep, that would be a good example, I would say. Okay, so let's begin our breakdown of this artwork for now. Okay, as you can see, there are 2 points, but it's a 2 point perspective. How? You can see over here, there are some kind of vanishing lines going over here. Yep, and these two lines will be over here and something over here. So as you can see, we can create, oops, as you can see guys, we can create a vanish eye level over here. So just I am breaking down this image to get a better idea of what exactly we are looking for. So using the grid lines, okay, basically using all these lines, I am able to create a grid that is similar to 2 point perspective. I know it's a bit of the actual vanishing point should be over here, but due to some slaggy lines, I was able to just disliquate it a bit, but that's kind of fine for now. So I will be marking all the 2 points, vanishing points, and we can use, as you can see guys, basically the whole structure is divided in a single box. Just let me use a different color for now. Yep. Oops, that won't be visible. Yep, it will be visible now. The whole structure is simply divided into one whole cube, a giant cube, and you can see it is further divided into simple and easy to understand further cubes. Yep. Then after considering some things, you can just connect a diagonal over here. So we are just breaking down it and find the center of it, so it's approx here. After that, you can just use a guide line to make all the starting curvature of it, and you can just create a simple curve over here. So if I just turn off this layer, you can see we have a basic idea what we are going to draw. The same technique can be used over here to find out the center of this particular area. We'll be just connecting the diagonals of it and finding out the central point, which will be passing through a straight line, and then creating a curve arc that's replicate our structure design. So oops, don't draw that initially, just create a line, this line, and you find out this is the center, and just creating the same, using the same process you can create and keep on going with this stuff again and again like this. Also, if you want to give a depth to it, just found a bit and just create like this, and you will be able to masterful this exercise. Yep, so if I just highlight this particular portion with some another color, so I have given it a kind of volume, as you can see, like this and this. That's the volume. You can use same technique to draw, huh? You will be wondering how exactly I found out the distance, like it's getting smaller, smaller, smaller and smaller. So there is a kind of technical term. I would suggest for you all guys, you can try. So this can be used anywhere where you like after drawing your grid. Okay, just be mindful of your grid for now. So let me create a larger one. So I will be using this and this over here to make it more manifesting. I will be creating a simple, yep. So this will be basically presenting the cube. So what I always do is that once I have finalized what the starting या फिर you may say the closest structure I want to be, or a pillar you may say, what I will do, I will just mark out its coordinates and proportions. After that I will be creating a diagonal of it so that I can find the center of the plane like this. So this is my center point of this grid, and I will be drawing a diagonal line from here to here and expanding it where it touches the line. So that's my another one. Same technique can be used. Cross section area, finding the center, marking a line which will be like this, and I'm going to pointing out like this, and again carrying out the same process, and you will be finding that you have got an amazing pillar or amazing line going through. Eventually I have mastered it, so I can just roughly draw it and get a box that's or a like design that's going into this. So what we have to do is we have to just connect these 2 points. Now we have a point over here, so the cross section area, and just create this stuff. So that's how, it's so simple. You can also use this technique to create a oval or a circle, you may say. Just create a cross section, find out the center, mark all the center, and just use it to connect all the lines. So basically you get this. That's the center, or you may say the oval. That's how you can draw. So that's easy. Basically this is also an example of 3-point perspective. As you can see, there is, oh, just let me highlight this. Basically see, as you can see, the buildings are drawn from the upper, so it's an example of 3-point perspective. So like we will not be using this section for this image for now. So let's discard this. Okay, so back to our 2-point perspective after such a long lecture. Now we'll be just identifying all the stuff we have learned now. So just looking at, try to find out a consistent edge. Okay, finding out a consistent edge can lead, so basically you can see the wall or the ceiling, so you can just draw a single line and also this line. So you get, I think so, that's the eye level. Yep, that's the correct eye level of this image. Now you can just elaborate, or you can just simplified it. So I will be using this box and this line from here to here, and create a simple box over here, and we can expand it and create our own. Also we can use this technique to make our image consist of multiple things and just very simple. Yep. Nice. For initial stage or to improve your perspective, always use this kind of reference images where you can easily find out the vanishing lines, so that you can get a bit confidence. While being confident, you can just increase the difficulty level of an image by searching more and more dynamic references for your better understanding. You can draw over a image to get a better understanding how actual the vanishing lines are acting over here, and you can just simplify it, break it down for your better understanding. It will be an amazing like a journey for you as well. I also use this technique a lot because I was having a very difficult time to find out how actual the grid work and how actually the vanishing points help us. So once I turn off the image, you can see that was an easy one. You can also use this point as a reference to make a door, or you may say a passage section over here. I will just highlight the box or a cube that I was looking. Now some dark issue. Okay, that's how simple it is. Once I have done with my painting, I can just go over it and just erase all the grid lines. So you can just focus on the main area. So that's how it works. See, as simple as that. Now you got better structure, you can start working on it and start creating stuff on it. So for advanced structure, I have find out this amazing artist who has created an amazing exercise for all of you guys. So what we can do is, you can create a grid over here, like as you can see guys, we have marked the vanishing points already for us, and he also created this amazing grid. You can use the same grid as you want. You can create a wall and you can place many objects in it at a different angle, at a different variation, height, turn. You can also turn and twist some objects, but this will be an advanced class where we'll be learning over what exactly this is. So just hold for a sec. So these are the some exercise you can do, but this one don't consider this one for now, because this one consists of multiple point. So it will be exercise for later on purposes. Till that you can just practice out like this structure, finding out the. And also, if you are getting difficulty in creating the grids, I have an easy example for you all guys. So basically what you have to do is, once you have created a line, that's the eye level, and you mark the vanishing points, you have to just create a very light. You want to decide whether which section of your painting is consisting of the flow or the land. For example, I will be considering my land or my floor to be of this area. So once I have marked my floor area, I will just highlight this section. Okay, it's my floor. And now if I want to mark my walls, I will be using like this simple grid. Obviously, so we are following this line from this vanishing point, so we'll be using the same point to draw our line as well. So that's my wall. Okay, so I will be using vertical lines cause yeah, why not? These are the walls. Anything placed here will be horizontally or vertically available. So once I have done with it, I will be just drawing the vanishing lines from this point. Okay. Now what if I want to draw a different point wall? Like I will be using the points of interaction here, wall from here. Considering this all stuff, I will be drawing like vanishing lines like this, and some vertical lines as well. So that's my grid for a house. So that's the grid for my house. You can see it. Yep. So that's how you practice to decide which portion you can divide all of your structure in these simple words and simple planes, so you will be able to identify which portion of your drawing consists of your floor, wall and another wall, or the different kinds of plane in a drawing. So this method I used a lot while creating an interior of games. Like what if I want to showcase a game? What if I want to showcase a room? So I will be using the same method and placing all my objects in it. So just we will duplicate this. Control J to duplicate it. Turn off all the layers which are unwanted, and I will be using it to convert in smart objects so it didn't get any pixelated easily. Yep, it's much better. So now I can just paint over here, no longer needed to be in smart object. As you can see, I already have the wall 1, wall 2 and third one is the floor. So now I can place the objects. So I will be using a dark color. So I'm thinking of putting a bed over here. Oops, its height is way too large. Oh, I will be reducing it. It's way too height for a kid. Yep, so that's the house. I know this method use a lot of time, but initially you have to be dependent on this because you will be able to learn more things. Okay, so that's way too easy for you all guys. That's the bear. What if I want to draw a table? So yes, a table that I want to use for my drawing. So there's the table over here. So let's give you a tab and you can hang on many photo frames that these children might be using. So see, that's how easy it is. If you have a proper grid, you can easily draw all this stuff. So that's how easy the 2 point perspective is. So what we can conclude over here is that assume, as you can see, I have this line. Okay, there is point 1, point of interaction 2, point of interaction 3. That's the eye level that I will be denoting with X, and that's the point level third, fourth. So as you can see, if eye level is very constant, if it's in a straight line or is following the eye level, what we can do is, okay, just hold for a second, just let me use another layer so it is easy for you guys to understand. These are the points which are visible in our drawing. Okay, so what if I will be just keeping this constant and moving over here? As you can see, the eye level doesn't change. What if the eye level doesn't change? You can see this point is touching over here, this point is also coming over here, this point is also touching over here. Basically it will be diagonally. So first let me help you correct this a bit. Yep, that's great. This point touching over here, this point touching over here, the eye level is on the center. So what we can do is, we can conclude, if our painting consists of 3 levels, for example, if consist of our eye level, 3 points on each side, we can just duplicate that thing, expand it where however you like, just place it, and voila, you got and a grid without drawing any grid. How? As you can see, you can match over this, match over this, match over like this, match over like this, you can match over like this, you can match over like this, and all this will be touching the same line or the same vanishing point. Yep, that's how. If I expand this, expand this, expand this, expand this, you got an amazing, without drawing any grid, you got a 2 point grid that is way too simple for you guys. That's how the observation was. Basically this was the observation I was doing while creating. So how I found out this technique? Basically, while I was creating some of my artworks at very initial stage, what I have done, I marked this and these 2 points, sorry, these two eye level points, and I have drawn a simple tree over here. So just I thought ki I have to mark the center, so I draw its center. Then I used a lasso tool to just copy it and make it larger, and then I placed that same thing over here, and I was checking whether this is off grid or on grid. After considering all the thoughtful things, I got to know that I was truly correct, that thus if you just maintain the eye level of a particular object, or you may say mark its eye level when you're drawing a particular object, and just You want to make it larger or smaller, you can just make it larger by maintaining that same eye level point part on your object, and that will be 100% accurately positioned in 2 point grid. It's only applicable for 2 point grid guys, not applicable for 3 point or 4 point. I'm still looking more easy ways for you guys to develop this kind of tips and tricks. Thank you so much. This was the observation. You can also do this kind of observation as well. These are the way too easy observation you can do day by day without drawing any grid. So where did my mouse went? Okay. So that's how actual the 2 point works. So just a small recap for the today's class. Oops, not that one. So basically what's the 2 point perspective? The name itself suggests 2 point. The basically frame that consists of two vanishing points is known as 2 point perspective. What is perspective? It's an illusion depth. Why the term is illusion used? Basically the things which in real life are in three-dimensional, but if you want to copy or just capture that thing on a 2D plane, we use the term known as perspective. That creates an illusion in your brain. Okay, so can we say that if you want to draw a 2 point perspective grid, you have to definitely use 2 point perspective? Yes, you have to use 2 point perspective. As you can see, I have used 2 point perspective and created a grid over here consisting of point 1 and point 2 with using some vanishing lines or the perspective lines. The terms are different, but the meaning is definitely the same one. And now you can see the R level over here. After that, I have just used the same grid in creating some boxes to get a better idea what exactly the boxes or the cubes will be looking in 2 point grid. By drawing some boxes, I have got to know three different observations. If an object is placed over eye level, that's it, if an object is placed over an eye level, we can see that the bottom of the box or a cube is visible to our eye, also the two side faces. So we can conclude if an object is placed over a eye level or above eye level, we can able to see its bottom part. So that's the reason why if we are standing on a ground and looking upwards towards a building, we are able to see all the bottom part of the balconies. Same example, if we are standing at the top of a building and looking downward, we are able to see all the balconies top portions. And if we are standing or looking correctly on the eye level of a object is placed, we are just able to see its both the side, as well as we are also able to see its top part and as well as the bottom part of a balcony, not the topmost part or the bottommost part of an building. Okay, so to get a better understanding what I just told you guys, I have some example of a building over here. As you can see, if if an object is placed over here, so that's the eye level for me. Now you can see the top part of the balcony and also the bottom part of the balcony. That's what I was able to say due to my all observations. This was all the studies we have done for today guys. Let's elaborate it. As you can see, I have told you about this simple shortcut trick that you can help you drop pillars in perspective or a object that is repetitive in its nature in our canvas. For example, how we can do it, how we can just replicate a object in perspective. That's way simple. We can use a simple cuboid for this example. Let's consider this simple cuboid. I will draw just eye level of it. So Imagine I am considering a part, this part and this part, sorry for the this part as my particular object or a proportion of an object that I have to repeat in perspective. After drawing this thing, I will be just connecting its diagonal points so I get the center of this. If an object is placed in perspective, don't cut it into half and mark it as equal in parts. No, if a object is placed, if a symmetric object is placed in perspective, the proportions of this part will be different because the as you can see the center of this object has been shift towards the vanishing point, so that we can consider, and I will be just marking its center. So this is the object, we have find out its center point and cut it into two equal parts. So to find out its concurrent, that is side modes to its concurrent side, what we have to do is connect the farmost point to its center point of the this line. Like you can draw a diagonal and keep expanding it until you reach the vanishing line. So you can draw a simple line over here. So that's how you find out the exact repetition. Same process you can repeat twice and you got to find out its concurrent side, as well as you can keep doing it again and again and again until you find its continuous nature. So that's how we will able to find the continuation of a particular repetitive object in perspective. Same thing you can be used, it can be used for drawing pillars. For example, I am using this as my reference. This is the pillar, so I will be using same technique, marking out the center, and for example the distance between two of them is this. So what I will be doing is I will be just expanding it, creating the same thing. Okay, so I got to know this is the gap of this and this portion are now equal. So to find out this concurrent nature, what I will be doing, I will be just creating this thing and this. That's how you found out the position of this and the perspective and its repetitive nature in perspective. That's how simple it is. It was an amazing exercise. You can practice it a lot and use this amazing and simple trick to make your two-point perspective more easy and finalize it. Also, what we learned today is also creating this wall grid. I called it as a wall grid. Basically, this is the first, second, and this is the floor. So, how to create this? How to create this kind of grid? It's the same process we have to follow again and again. First, just mark out the eye level, define your two vanishing points, create the vanishing lines accordingly. Don't make it too dark, as you will be able to see in just a moment why. So now just mark your floor. It's important to mark the floor as compared to your wall, because it's easy to define a floor rather than a wall at the initial stage. That's how the floor of our drawing will be. This is the floor of our drawing. So now the wall will be perpendicular of it. So I have just marked all the walls. For example, this wall is visible and opposite to this vanishing point, that is V1. So we'll be using the lines form only V1. As you can see, the lines we will be using are this and this line. So that's the wall, and this wall is opposite and visible to V2, so we'll be using this vanishing point as its reference. I will be using this wall, this and this. So that's how we create a wall. Just now you can just increase some grids in it, and that's how your wall gonna look like. Same technique can be used here. To make it more precise, you can use these lines as your guidelines, and you got a wall. That's how simple it is to create the grid line for the walls. See, you got a easy room, easy perspective for a room. You can use it to create your designs of a particular room, factory, building, interior design for a game, animation and whatnot. So that's how easy it was. So I will be highlighting it so get a better understanding. So that was it. That's how we define today's class for this 2 point perspective. And also I drew this simple easy floor plan. Also I give a trip how to just define this amazing concept without drawing any grid in 2 point perspective. So that's all for today. You will be having an amazing time today. Thank you Dishti for joining. So guys, thank you so much for joining. I will be connecting soon again with this amazing tips and tricks session with all the stuff. I will be going one through this again. I will be taking a simple live drawing session of my concept art. I will be creating a concept art based on 1 point, 2 point and 3 point perspective on upcoming Saturday Sundays. So you will be able to learn all the methods and the tips I use during that process. I will be teaching you lots of tips and tricks on the upcoming Saturday. So stay tuned, stay awake and keep creating, keep doing your work. So thank you so much for this. I will be creating another Instagram account to give you all the notes that I have studying, and I will that I have created for these sessions, and it will be a free of cost, so you can just keep a note of that things and create your own version of it. So till now, till that time, thank you so much. Keep joining, keep creating. Bye bye. Thank you guys.